You know when you're in a museum and you see a Buddha statue just sitting there behind glass? What do you really see? A cool sculpture, some ancient artifact? Well, what if I told you you're kind of missing the entire point? Today, we are going to decode the secret language of Buddhist art, and you'll see its true purpose is way, way more powerful than you think.
All right, so let's jump right in with this idea from the amazing art historian Ananda Coomaraswamy. He says, we have to forget we're looking at art in a museum and instead take part in a communion. Whoa, I mean, that's the whole puzzle, isn't it? This stuff wasn't made to just hang on a gallery wall. It was designed for an experience, a real connection.
So yeah, that's the big question, right? If we're not supposed to look at it as just art, then what is it? What was it actually designed to do? To get to the bottom of that, we have to totally shift our thinking. Instead of asking what this art is, we've got to ask what it was built to achieve. And here it is. This is the big idea. It's not just for looks. It's not decoration. Think of Buddhist art as a kind of technology. Yeah, a technology for the mind. It was engineered specifically to interact with and even shape your inner state. Okay, so a technology for the mind. That sounds pretty cool. But how does it actually work? Let's take a look at what it was meant to do and how that purpose shaped its evolution over hundreds of years. So here's our working definition. Buddhist art is basically an extension of spiritual practice itself. Every single line, every shape, every symbol, it's all there to trigger something inside you, to evoke these really specific states of mind, like mindfulness, compassion, a sense of inner balance. It's an active thing, not a passive one. And you can really see this if you look at how it evolved. It's fascinating. For centuries, the Buddha wasn't even shown as a person at all. He was represented by symbols, footprints, an empty throne, a tree. So when they finally started making human-like statues, it wasn't about trying to paint a historical portrait of the guy. No way. It was about engineering a better, more direct focal point for meditation, a visual anchor for the mind. And this brings us to a really, really crucial point. The image of the Buddha isn't a picture of a man. It's more like a blueprint, a visual guide to what an awakened state of being actually looks and feels like. Let's break that down, because it's super important. A historical portrait, that's all about capturing a specific person's likeness, right? A moment in time. But a Buddhist statue, that's a spiritual archetype. It has nothing to do with what Siddhartha Gautama actually looked like. It's all about embodying these universal qualities like deep serenity and wisdom. So the focus isn't on the dude in the statue. It's on awakening those very same qualities inside of you, the person looking at it.
There's a great story that really drives this home. Early Western travelers in India, they would get totally confused. They couldn't tell the difference between a Buddhist statue and a Jain one. And the reason is actually pretty simple. Both traditions were using the exact same visual strategy, a generic, perfected human form that represents an ideal state of being, not a particular person.
So, with that in mind, every single feature becomes a piece of a code, a symbol. That little bump on the head, the ushnisha, that's not a weird hairdo. It represents expanded wisdom. The super long earlobes, they are a reminder of the heavy princely earrings he once wore, a symbol of giving up worldly wealth. The posture, that gentle smile, it's all a language that describes the qualities of an awakened mind. Okay, so let's zoom in even further now. We're going to start decoding some of the most powerful parts of this symbolic language, from these massive entire buildings down to something as small as a single gesture of the hand.
A really key concept here is the mandala. Now, you've probably seen these beautiful, super intricate diagrams, but they are so much more than just pretty patterns. They are sacred maps. Yeah, maps of the entire cosmos, but even more importantly, maps of the human mind, designed to guide a meditator's journey inward.
And this whole idea can be scaled up to something massive, something architectural. I mean, look at the incredible Borobudur Temple in Java. It is literally a three-dimensional mandala that you can walk through. As a pilgrim, you physically act out the journey to enlightenment. You start at the bottom, at the base, which represents the world of everyday desire. Then you slowly climb up through these different spiritual levels until you finally reach the formless realm of pure awareness at the very top. The building itself is the spiritual path. But this symbolic language doesn't just work on a huge architectural scale. It also scales all the way down to the personal, encoded right into the hands of the statues. These hand gestures are called mudras, and each one is like a precise, silent instruction for your mind.
Let's just look at 3 common ones. First, you've got the dhyana mudra, the gesture of meditation. It's an invitation to find that deep inner calm. Then there's the vitarka mudra, the gesture of teaching, which symbolizes wisdom. And finally, the abhaya mudra, the gesture of fearlessness, which is this universal sign of do not be afraid, of peace and protection. Just seeing each gesture is supposed to help you feel that quality inside yourself.
So, all of these things, the symbols, the architecture, the gestures, they all work together for one single ultimate purpose, to actually change the person who's experiencing them.
See, this art isn't passive. It's not just showing you a picture of compassion or a picture of peace. It is an active tool. It's designed to enact that lesson right there inside of you. By looking at an image of serenity, you are being guided to cultivate your own inner serenity.
There's an ancient Chinese inscription that just puts it so perfectly. It says that when you behold these symbols, it's as though the whole and very person of the Buddha were present. It creates this totally immersive experience where the line between you and the sacred ideal, it just starts to dissolve.
And that is the whole point. A single unified experience, a communion. It's not you over here looking at a statue over there. It's you and the art working together as one, to awaken a potential that's already waiting inside your own mind.
So I'll leave you with this final thought. And really, this isn't just about Buddhist art. It's about a whole new way of seeing things. The next time you're in a museum and you stand in front of some ancient object, don't just look at it. Don't just ask what it is. Ask what it was meant to do. And more importantly, ask what it's asking of you.